All right, guys, I've received a ton of emails and a ton of messages from people that were talking about military requirements and being discharged from the Army because of vaccine requirements. And so many people were like, Candace, what can I do? Well, I think a very easy solution is for people to go into private security. And I work with a bunch of private security companies. And I just said to them, let me know if you guys are hiring so that I can direct all these people that are leaving the military because of this horrible situation to apply. So I just wanted to put you guys on to one that I love. If you're willing to uproot and leave and, live in Tennessee or live beyond, I don't know, they probably have a lot of other locations as well beyond Tennessee. But definitely if you're in the military, looking for a job, if you got pushed out of the military and are looking for a job, check out this company, Fortified Risk, and you can apply. So I'm just gonna put the link in, and please share this, by the way, guys, just in case there's other people who are going through the exact.
I've done some work in on the private security side that makes law enforcement, the most dangerous stuff I did in law enforcement, pale in comparison. I worked cameras inside of cartel houses in Juarez.
Wow.
Yeah, and we were looking where kids were being trafficked, and we act like we went in to shop for children, and we were capturing that footage.
Shit.
And we got made inside, and then
that was as a civilian?
Yeah.
Wow.
And then I did same deal.
Well, can I hear more about that?
Sure.
You were on a civilian contract to go into cartel homes?
Well, it was an NGO based out of Dallas that specializes in helping people that are trafficked. And we were in El Paso working during the surge of people coming over to document that. And I was providing security for the people that were reporting it. And then I don't know how they came on the intel, but inside of Mexico in Juarez, there was a hotel that they found out that where the kids get warehoused. And so they were like, this would be great footage. And I was like, this is horrible.
Very plausible that all of these states are somehow involved in Charlie Kirk's assassination. So here's what happened after he went off air. I received a tip, actually from overseas, which has positively blown my mind. And it's blown my mind in a lot of ways, particularly because I had this intuition in terms of the things that I was researching and that were coming up, and we're looking into Utah and all of these things, that there was this chance that trafficking, like global trafficking, is could be involved here. Like that this could be maybe somehow Charlie was being asked to be brought in. He built an organization that has a presence, I think in all 50 states, and that presents a certain opportunity, like for potentially trafficking. Now,
well, you took an oath. I've taken an oath. Most of my guys have taken an oath. And it's different in the security industry. You're not taking an oath for your client, but you are taking an oath to each other.
Mm-hmm.
And so they wouldn't do that to the client, but they really wouldn't do it to me or to their coworker.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's one of those things. It's like, no, if you know us, those allegations become even more idiotic.
I know a thing or two about money laundering. It's a good business to be in, is all I'm saying, right? It's a good business to be in. And I gotta be honest, these mega churches are looking a little funny. Okay? They're looking a little funny.
There was a radio personality, I won't even say his name because he's not worth it, but he came out and he's like, look at this. These guys are like a football team. You can tell they were zipping and zapping. You can tell they rehearsed this. You can tell they were staged. This was staged. And I'm like, they didn't even hesitate. And he's sitting there just cracking us because our guys didn't run around like with chickens with their head cut off.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, yeah, that we practice that.
How it's supposed to be.
It's how that when we train, we have iterations, whether it's PT or medical or shooting, and the guy that finishes last, because everything's a competition, because that breeds near perfection. The guy that finishes last, he has to get carried by the team to the next iteration. And how do we carry them? The same way we carried Charlie. So that's been done literally hundreds of times. And so you don't need to talk about what you need to do when you know what you need to do.
At this point, he sees that the person that is with him, and he said, certain that the person that is with him is Brian Harpole. Yeah. Okay. Oh, it's about to get even more interesting. So, and again, I'm going to say allegedly because I wasn't there, but I have spoken to this guy and I very much trust what he is saying. I think he is very credible. Okay. So he sees Brian Harpole come out, this older guy, and he has, what then happens is first the guys that are checking him in are friendly. He explains to them, yeah, you know, this is what happened to me. I just want to speak to somebody. They're like, yeah, let me help you. Then all of a sudden after Brian, who he believes to be Brian Harpole, who he's not obviously recognized at that time, he would not have known that was Brian Harpole, but he remembers him, obviously, because then the biggest political assassination since JFK happens. Suddenly, somebody hits the panic button. And two captains come out and they escort him out of the building and they begin what becomes a 7-hour interrogation. Okay. They think he's a spy. How did you rumble this meeting? How did you know this meeting was taking place? He's being asked a bunch of questions. They're putting pressure on him. They're gaslighting him. I actually want to, if you give me a second, I want to read exactly what he messaged me about what took place. And I don't know what to say other than this feels right. This feels right to me. This feels to me, as we were speaking about yesterday, about global trafficking and cartels and the government involved in this somehow and implicated in this somehow in ways that we don't quite understand, but that we know involves the highest possible levels of corruption, that this feels right. And like I said, he is not hiding.